Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you would like to contact the show or catch up with us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook at Casting Roles ILM. We stream here on Twitch on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our videos are uploaded on Friday of the same week. But with no other announcements, let's go ahead and start the show. So, ticket takers. After dealing with some issues in the High Tower and deciding to finally make your way off to the city of Feldspar to deal with the concerns that are happening there that you've heard from both members of Vox Populi as well as a few members of the Crown, including a risk breaker, you decided to fly off towards Feldspar aboard your airship. There was a few little dangerous moments before you all took off in which you encountered the Shadowfell creature Artax, who is currently living in Abel's bag of holding after he threw Saurus off of the airship. But making a deal with him, I guess, you have satiated his hunger for long enough that hopefully it will not be a concern during your travels.
It's more of an arrangement.
An arrangement, not a deal. Yes.
Yeah.
You make deals with fey creatures, arrangements with shadow creatures, you know.
A business partnership.
An uneventful flight, after carefully noticing some harpies along your journey and avoiding them, you docked at the top of Eldritch Peak at the aerodrome of the city of Drakkenheim. And there found that the city was closed to tourists and that you would have to make a couple days journey down the side of the mountain in order to reach Feldspar. But then while there, you reached out and sought the kind of feedback or attention of the captain of the guard there, Captain Brighton, who said, well, we are having some issues, and if the Adventurers Guild thinks that they could handle it, he'd be willing to introduce you to the Drakken Glower, who are the leadership of Drakkenheim, to see if they'd be willing to kind of make a deal for you to take part in ridding their issues and then gaining access to the city. So where we pick up, Brighton is leading you into the open city gates, and the moment you walk in, you're up on this very large kind of overarching dais, and the whole city is carved out of stone. And so, like the whole interior of the mountain has been basically kind of over the years mined and carved in such a way to produce this city structure. And you're now at the very top of the city structure, and you can kind of see down beneath you the city has a spiral appearance, very tight at the top, and then it spirals out and opens up into a very large kind of cavernous space, hundreds and hundreds of feet below you, with crisscrossing beams and support columns that have clearly been left in place to keep the massive city structure there. At the center, there's a large, massive geode that seems to be free-floating in the air, just lightly kind of spinning and pulsing with multicolored lights. And
I'm assuming it's cracked. It's like an open geode, or
yeah, it's an open geode. Yeah,
I put my hand on Kaimana.
Like just big eyes, like just
yeah. And you notice that there are small little there's bridges that connect a lot of these kind of spiraled pathways, but there's also a few small like gondola structures that appear. But at the center, going through the middle of the geode and then on down, you see this massive circular structure, which you assume must be the lift that takes you below to all the different levels of the Burrow. And Brighton says, well, we'll go right this way. And he leads you around the outer circle, down a little bit to a large structure carved into the side of the mountain. Beautiful columns, two ornate statues of dwarven figures to either side, and you've arrived at the Drakken Glower Hall, where the triumvirate leadership of Drakken Glower meet and make their decisions for what goes on within the city. There's a few guards outside, but Brighton kind of waves them aside and then starts to lead you in. Just a word of warning. The Drakken Glower can be a little ornery. They move rather slow, so we'll see if they'll make a decision today. But it's always worth the ask. And he kind of leads you into a main entrance hall. The whole floor is this beautiful cut marble of black with white and gold veins, polished to a shine, and the torchlight is just glimmering off of it. And there's entranceways that go off to either side, but it all leads down towards a massive 3-tiered throne setup where you have 3 figures sitting at equal heights along the stones. There's one darker-skinned dwarven figure with a grayish beard in what looks like solid platinum armor. There is a female dwarven figure next to him, tannish skin with red hair, and she's wearing this ornate, beautiful cloak of some kind that has gold brocade all over the edges and along the hood portion that's draped over her neck. And then next to her is another male figure, tannish skin, black hair, no beard, which is interesting for a dwarf. And he maybe looks a little younger, and he's off to the side. And you hear them mumbling, like the way that the sound travels within this space. You hear they're talking about something, and then for a moment it starts to come in, and you hear the first one speak, and they're talking about the gondola lines and whether or not they want to install a new gondola line to connect the 3rd ward to the 7th ward. And then the other one is saying, well, we haven't checked the gradient on that. It might not be quite safe. And the third one says, oh, well, what's a little bit of fun with a gondola ride? And then they say, well, I don't know. Safety is quite a concern. We don't want to, an issue with the people. And like, it feels like they've been in this conversation for quite a while as they approach. And Brighton just walks up to the center and kind of sits there for a moment. And he kind of leans back. They'll notice us when they notice us. So just take a moment. Who's going to be your spokesman?
I look at Kaimana trying to see like which one of us is it gonna be, buddy.
I'll do it.
Okay. Oh, all right. Kaimana, correct? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Finally, they seem to wrap up their conversation 10 minutes or so later, and the female looks out and she says, "Captain Brighton, do you approach the Drakken Glower for a reason today?" And he speaks up, "Yes, I, Stone Speaker Dura, I have a crew of adventurers from the capital city who would like to offer their assistance in dealing with our concerns with the Burrow." And Stone Speaker Dura says, "Right, step forward, whoever the speaker is."
Come on, just...
Right, so,
I just gotta watch how this plays out.
So,
I mean, can you imagine from their perspective, they look up and notice an Otterkin jury, table, and a giant rat with one eye and an eye patch, just standing there, and the captain of the guard who's acting like this is just perfectly normal.
Perfectly fine. Right, so, have you got any skills in dealing with issues such as the ones we're dealing with?
It's still morning, right?
Yeah.
It's good morning, esteemed Drakken Glower. I am Kaimana of the Ticket Takers, and we have solved many variety of problems for many people in situations similar to yours.
The darker skinned individual next to Duras says, "Right. Have you ever traversed the caverns below the mountains?"
These mountains, no, but caverns, yes. We are experienced, and he'll pause for a moment, and then go, "Spelunkers."
The younger one laughs for a moment and says, "Of course. So, You're going to go into the Burrow and deal with the issues that we've been having. Have they been laid out for you so you know exactly what cluster you're getting yourself involved in?
We have a general idea, but a more extensive briefing, I suppose, would be better.
Dura at the center speaks and she goes, well, since the Burrow finalized its digging, about 3 weeks past, we've been having a incursion of Troglodytes into the lower reaches and wards of the city. Mostly a nuisance, but an unstoppable tide, it seems. Not sure if they're trying to attack and take over the city. It's very un-troglodytic behavior. So we've sent a few, 3 groups in since the incursions began. Only one person returned from all 3 expeditions. Very badly injured and is still unconscious in our wards. So not quite sure what they've been encountering down there, but it seems to be more than troglodytes.
May we speak to them? Are they in such a state that they may respond to questions?
I've been unconscious since they returned a few days ago. Very badly injured.
Some of us are experienced with healing. We would like to see them if that's possible.
Dura gives you a little sidelong. I myself have looked after this one. I'm quite adept. I'm not quite sure that you would have the skills to surpass my own.
I'm not suggesting we would, but we may know something from the injuries that they have sustained.
And she nods in Captain Brighton's direction. And he says, before I take you below, I'll show you where they're at.
Thank you.
Now, question of payment. Is the Adventuring Guild doing this for, as they say, exposure?
Come on, it's just gonna kind of like...
You hear a message in your head as Dre like covers their mouth a little bit, and it's like, ask for money. Ask for money, Kaimana.
The Adventurers Guild would like some compensation.
Some compensation. Well, she looks to her left and her right, and the darker-skinned individual speaks up. Well, I mean, surely we could offer a few hundred gold, right, for solving this issue for us?
That's a very generous offer.
Oh, yes. Very generous indeed.
And, how much is the geode out that I saw when we walked in?
I'm sorry, the prized citrine geode is not for bargain or for sale.
Oh, just no harm in asking.
You hear in your head, it's like, focus, Kaimana, focus. The mission.
Is there any... I'll ask, because he would look. Is there anything shiny in the hall?
Oh, yeah, there's I mean, like, go ahead and make a perception check, but yeah.
Oh, God.
The floor. I was, honestly, when the way you described the floor, I expected Kaimana just to run in and do a belly flop
Just
slide.
slide in.
18.
18, yeah, I mean, well, yeah, the floor is super shiny. There's columns along the side of the whole, this kind of long, like, throne room type style space that are ringed in gold and platinum. There are all of the sconces are shining metallic that catch and glimmer in the light. The raised dais where each of their thrones sit is just peppered with gems and stones and metallic filigree. They are glittering and shining in the light in their very ostentatious garb. There's a lot of shiny around Kaimana at this point.
Alright, so he... Oh, okay, I'm gonna... I'm gonna roll to see if he does this.
There's a laugh track for this
I got a laugh
moment.
track.
I think that's a nat 1.
Okay, it's
Oh, no.
it's a flat 10. So, how many of you all want Kaimana to do something stupid?
I'll watch you do something stupid,
Okay.
and then I'll help you out of it.
All right, so he'll hold.
I think it's in his character to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
watch you do something dumb. Don't worry, that's why I'm here, like, watching you do this.
Okay. So he is going to. Where I want to make sure I get the phrasing right. Yeah, so he's going to hold out his staff, which has like that stone on it.
The glitter stone.
Yeah, he's gonna like hold it up and ask, "Yeah, do you have one of these?"
Did you activate it? So it's like.
No, it didn't activate. It just
Okay.
like holds it up.
And the younger council member, like, the whole mountain is filled with things like that.
Okay, activates it.
like now, like all of the polished marble, all of the shiny things, there's just like a multicolored like explosion of light going around. And he kind of leans back.
He's like,
Are you offering that to us to hire you? I'm confused.
I would like another one.
Oh, well, no, we don't have. That's just an enchanted object. Some magic user could make another one of those for you.
Oh no, Josh, I was talking about the
The tide bond?
the tide bond.
Never mind. Let me rewrite.
No, you shouldn't have tied
I
it.
thought you were talking about like
No.
the Ducat
I-
stone. Okay.
I didn't have the glitter stone in my inventory.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that's what you were calling.
Oh no,
the
yeah,
tide
you're
bond
good.
now.
So no, they're like so refreshing. They're like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I don't quite know what that is. It's not an item that would appear here or be part of our inventories of items.
Okay, well, we're just trying to find some. I know that.
Right. So, 200 gold sound good to the ticket takers for taking on this excursion?
Kaimana's
I
good.
lean forward to Kaimana
Mhm.
and say, before you answer, show him the tokens.
Okay, so he'll dig in. He'll pull out one of his miner's tokens and says, he'll go. We have some of these too.
Captain Brighton approaches and just kind of takes them from you. Honorable Glower, these are miners' tokens from the guild, and he carries them up and hands them to Shaper Igni, the darker-skinned individual, who says, "And where did you come across these?"
They were in a tunnel with some remains.
Under
And
Hightower.
and
And
some-
under the rift in Hightower.
And some fungus that wasn't nice.
Oh. Well. Thank you for returning them. Their family will be pleased to know their ultimate end.
201?
Igni kind of looks to Dura. I think we can, considering the danger we're asking these individuals to put in, who traveled far to return such an honorable token to us, we can do better than that. And Dura says, well, 500.
Ooh.
And access to the elevator.
Oh, yeah, yes. Thank you. He'll bow. He'll do his little.
Well, there are some concerns about the Troglodyte incursion. if you can find the source of wherever they're coming from and seal it, that would be the ultimate goal. They're nasty creatures, but we, have lived in harmony relatively in the mountain with them for hundreds of years. So not wide-scale massacre would be maybe necessarily the end. If you could seal whatever tunnel they're coming through.
Okay.
Or discover the source of whatever's driving them from that hole.
Yes, we will do that.
And Captain Brighton will provide you with supplies for that.
Oh, what? Thank you, Captain Brighton.
Yes, of course. Your Excellencies, thank you. I will, of course, take over from here. And he bows and starts to back out of the chamber.
Kaimana will proudly strut back to the group and
I'm getting good at this negotiation thing.
Yeah,
You
buddy,
you did a very
great.
good job. Yes.
Now let's go find some carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Troglodytes.
All right. So Brighton leaves you back out of the council chambers and back out into the main city proper, and then he kind of leads you around the outer ring to where there's a cross entrance that goes towards the center column where the massive elevator sits. But before he gets there, he stops off at a storage locker of the guard. And he pulls out a case, and he kind of looks across your group for the strongman, and says, "Who can I pass? These would be the tools for you to seal the chamber."
Are they explosives?
He opens the top, and there are what you see is probably 5 bundles of dynamite.
Abel?
Abel, are you the strongest? Do you have the highest strength score, legitimately?
That I do not, but I do have a bag of holding.
Okay, so he
don't put it on the flaming skull one.
that one is locked.
That one is magically sealed.
Yeah, Artax
Hey,
is about to
yeah.
have a gift.
Artax is hanging out with us, our friend Artax.
Yeah, so he carefully hands the bundles off to you, and you have 5 bundles of dynamite. And he also gives you 55 feet, 55 feet of blasting cord.
Okay, I will mark it in our inventory.
And then he says, is there anything else that you need before you descend to the depths?
We're good.
Yeah.
Well, you say you've...
They don't have Northwick buns here, so I guess we have to go on.
You say you've all traversed through caverns before, so I understand you probably understand how light sources and things work. Look out for odd fauna within the cave, or flora. We've had some increasing levels of molds. Dastardly if you step in the wrong patches.
We'll keep an eye out for more spores, fungi, and mold.
Yeah. And then he leads you across to the elevator, and it's this large circular structure that's basically it has a drill bit top and bottom, and the whole structure slowly spins, and that's what allows it to descend down the central column or up the central column. And so you get into the central chamber, and it's a slow spin, and so it takes a little while to descend, but as you're going, you can see the spiraled city, and what you saw such a small amount of it, but there's as you're going through, you see whole sections of housing developments where there's tiers of houses built right into the side of the rock faces. There's large open shopping centers with large storefronts and people selling wares and bazaars, and most of what you
baby
see,
clothes.
Yeah, most of what you
This place
see,
has everything.
yeah, the population seems mostly to be gnomish, dwarven, and dragonborn.
Ooh.
Mostly of the metallic colors. So there's some bronze and some metallic, bronze and gold, and copper dragonborns walking around as well. But eventually you go through the main residential areas, and you start to descend into the factory zones, and you start to see large foundries and blacksmithies and warehouses and all kinds of manner of things, until finally you reach the bottom with a light clang, and then the doorways open, and there before you is this beautiful, almost like if you think like New York City, like Grand Central Station style design here, and there's just says Burrow across, like carved into the stone and elegantly in Dwarvish and in Common, and this was supposed to be like the stop for the Burrow where people could load in to go off to Hightower, but it's currently boarded and closed, and there's guards stationed with barriers there, pikes leaning against them to, in the event that something charges out of what they've currently boarded up. And you can see places where there's shattered wood, where the barriers that they had in place have been broken and then they've been reapplied with new fresh wood. And there's just a smattering of guards around the space kind of resting at the moment. And Captain Brighton comes out and asks the guards that are present if there'd been any events in the last 24 hours or so, and they said no. And then he directs somebody to take out the board, and they're like, "What, Captain?" And he says, "These individuals are going to go deal with the problem." And they kind of look the four of you up and down. Right.
I thought you'd care to come with us.
Oh no, of course not. And they immediately go up and they pry off just a small section of the main entrance to allow passage through. The moment the passage is open, this gust of wind comes out, and it's like coupled with this smell of, it's kind of this rotting smell coupled with just fungus and dry mold. Not a pleasant smell pouring out of the burrow. And everyone kind of lifts up hankies to like cover their mouths. And Captain Bright says, "Well, I'll wait here for you. I'll give you 8 hours or so, and if you don't return in that time, then you can find me up top. When you return, of course."
Certainly.
Do we have a map of the tunnels?
I do not. And he kind of looks to the guard to his side. Did we ever get the scouting maps? And the guard's like, "Well, the scouts kind of took them with them. I could sketch one out for you very quickly." And he kind of takes a sheet of vellum with a charcoal. And mostly, like, you get the sense that the Burrow, is this massively long, as far as from here to Hightower, tunnel that's going. But the source of the inclusion is not far from this entrance, probably a mile or so in, that there is a place where there's a broken, kind of like the mining tunnel where it crossed across a cavern that was already present, and they entered into that space, and that seems to be where the Troglodytes are coming from. And he's able to sketch out like 2 or 3 caverns worth of direction in there before his knowledge of what rests beyond is expended.
Okie dokie.
All right. Before you left, did you want to see the individual who had returned from the last excursion?
Yes, please.
Good. And he kind of leads you over to a medical tent area off to the side where there's a couple other wounded present who seem to, like the last time there was an incursion from the Troglodytes, they've been dealing with that. And he leads you back to a bed with a young dwarven figure, just a kind of a goatee, still a little soft on the edges of his beard, laying there. And you can see large gashes across his chest. And his arm is gone from the elbow down.
Oh my god.
If anybody would like to look at it and make a medicine check, they could kind of look over the wounds.
Yeah, I want to see if that was removed
I will make a medicine
intentionally.
Or okay.
I will assist Kamana.
Yep. Go ahead, come on.
check. So I get advantage? Or...
Yeah.
Do you have good medicine? I
I
guess you're a
got-
druid, yeah.
We'll go with the 18.
18. So the gashes along the the chest, it's very clear that that was not like 3 separate swipes. That's one gash from one swipe of a creature. That you imagine that their claws would have to be 7 or 8 inches in size and distance to make that mark. The arm was amputated. So whatever had happened to the lower part of the arm, they couldn't save it, so they had removed it in like a surgery and amputated and sealed the wound.
And does it look like everything's being done for them that can be right now?
Yeah, I mean, like they look like they don't look healthy by any sense, but there's color to their skin. Their blood is pumping the way it should be. They just probably, like, their system has experienced so much shock from the damages and dangers that they've gone through. You also get the vague sense that they might be using some kind of pain relieving medicine of some kind that could be contributing to the fact that they're still asleep.
Okay.
All right.
Then, I will leave them as is for now.
All right. So you make your way into the burrow, and the moment you cross through, you hear the clank clank where they're re-hammering the wooden structures behind you to bar any entrance, and that rotting smell is fairly strong approaching there. The burrow itself has lighting. There's kind of that everlight magical lighting that runs along the side of the burrow all the way down, so the cavern itself is dimly lit for the most part. There's spaces of bright light and then, kind of gaps where then there's dimmer light between. But you don't necessarily see anything in front of you. Who would like to helm a perception check as you're making your way down the burrow towards the turnoff into where they say the troglodytes are coming from?
I will do that.
Okay, go ahead.
Can
With
I
advantage.
Can I roll nature to keep us from the mushrooms and everything too?
Yeah, sure.
So you're helping me, Kaimana?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a 15 for mushroom watch.
Awesome.
13 plus 5, 18.
18. So the first thing you know is like this is a unnatural smell. Like this is clearly like there's something that's wafting this direction that's bringing this smell towards you. But for the most part, for that mile trip, you don't hear anything out of place. You don't see anything out of place, but the smell gets stronger the closer you get to the kind of the turnoff. And then when you get to the space where he said this is where the troglodytes have been coming from, you see in the kind of the soft dirt at the edges hundreds of footprints, and they're all kind of rounding this corner going into this space. It looks like an old cavern that they just bisected through, and they were coming in with the burrow. But that smell is very strong coming from that direction.
Josh, can I ask you a question really
Yeah.
quick? Are we also looking for lumen stones while we're down here?
They would be present in this location.
And it says I had moss lichen too. Is that also like
Jewel
a quest
wart,
item?
yeah. Jewel
Okay.
wart and lumen stones, yeah.
Okay, so we're also looking for that while we're down here.
Yeah, so you can keep an eye out on those as well. So you turn into this space, and it kind of winds for a little bit. There is a moment where you leave the light of the burrow. It's proper. Who does not have dark vision?
You have
I'm
one?
pretty sure I have it. Hang on.
I don't, but Anansi does, so I would just assume that he's kind of like
Okay, so
You're wearing it
Nance-
like a helmet?
Yeah, Nance is
guiding me through.
Nance is like guiding. He's like sitting on your shoulder, like tapping you, like walk forward, walk to the left, walk forward.
I don't think half-orcs
Right
get it.
foot,
Oh no,
left
half-orcs
stop.
do have it.
Yeah, I think half-orcs do. So it's
Hell yeah.
just Abel who cannot see as long as
Yeah,
he's.
I just
walking through
picture
Nance.
Anansi on his head like Remy from Ratatouille.
Yeah.
It's either that or
Yeah.
jury helps you too, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I have dark vision.
So you make your way into complete darkness. So as long as you guys are traveling here, the colors. I mean, even if with dark vision, you're seeing about 60 feet of grayish dim light, for the most part. Difficult to tell stone from anything else. So if you were looking for things like molds, it would be much more complicated to see them in this lighting system. Just as a general heads up. But
I just So I realized just now that one of my racial traits is lucky.
You have lucky.
Wow, you should. Wait, how long
You get to
have you
reroll
not
natural
known that?
ones. Yeah.
I get to reroll natural ones.
Yeah. So,
We're only 30-something sessions in.
Yeah,
It's
I
only-
know.
this is only 30
I haven't
38,
exactly
yeah.
needed it.
Yep. So you are continuing on, and the smell is getting a little stronger. Now that you're in the darkened space, who would like to make the perception check? Who's leading the excursion here?
I will do that.
Okay, go ahead, Kaimana.
Are you putting any light, Kaimana, or are you gonna keep it dark?
I'm gonna keep it dark.
Okay.
Is anyone gonna help me though?
I will help you.
Okay, you can roll with advantage.
The one-eyed rat will help you with the perception check.
18.
Guiding able.
18. So you make your way. The first thing you notice is that, like, even within your vision, you can see that, like, elements of the cavern here there's like cracked sides or parts where it seems like maybe they have attempted to seal these with dynamite in the past and the explosion didn't quite do the job. But you have like loose rocks and things in certain places where you feel like if there's certain loud noises, it might cause some cave-ins in some of the parts that you're walking through. So you want to be careful with that. Through the first couple caverns, you don't notice any kind of... there's no kind of danger. There's no sounds approaching of any kind. But it's into this third cavern where you find your first body. Kind of at the edge of your 60-foot, kind of you're rounding around a corner and you see just a crumpled mass of a body just laying there, kind of half in your vision.
I'll stealth up to it.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Stealth, 18.
18. Okay, so you make your way slowly up, creeping closer. As you get closer, it becomes more defined. This body is Dwarven. It is wearing armor. There's a cracked and broken spear next to it, and a discarded sword and buckler, kind of laying in the dirt around, bloodied. Very similar, 3 large gashes across its face and going down onto its neck is probably what ultimately killed him.
Okay. Does it look like the spear was his or somebody
Yeah,
else's?
probably is.
Okay.
It looks like it's very nice make, the head of it is, so it's not like primitive in any way, very clearly manufactured and forged.
Does he have the chip thing on him? Basically, does he have dog tags?
So he has like Captain Brighton had a very similar symbol that he wore on his chest. It's a symbol of the guard of Drakken Glower, or the Drakken Glower guard. Yeah.
All right,
So he has
I'll
one
pull
there.
it off to return to
Okay.
the captain.
And with an 18, the blood is not fresh at all. Like, you can barely see it kind of with your dark vision. It's blending in with the dirt. It's dried in space, but there's just this darker patch there. He's clearly been here for a few days at least.
Okay. I'll creep back to the group and let them know what I saw.
Okay.
So he probably was in one of the first groups. When did they say the last group went out? Does anyone know?
Within the last week.
Okay, so it could be the second group.
But they're probably not in this area now, it would seem.
Well, though, if they're the last group and it got attacked here,
Very true.
Well, we should press on either way.
All right. As you're moving forward, the body is in a space where it's probably a 15-foot wide tunnel, and so the body is kind of crumpled against one side. Do you like how close do you want to pass to the body as you're going by it, just so I can picture in my head where you are with it?
Honestly, I probably would have gotten real close to examine it.
Yeah, examining it, like, but as you're walking past it, do you give it a berth or do you just kind of walk by it?
Just kind of walk by it.
Okay, come on, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Come on, no.
Saving throws. Constitution. That was a nat 1.
Oh, no.
No, I gotta re-roll it.
Lucky.
So there's a moment, Kamana, when you step.
Hang on, I gotta re-roll it.
Oh, that's right, because you're lucky.
I just learned this about you.
I forgot.
Just opportune time to have discovered that.
Exactly.
Okay, so 14.
Okay, so there's a moment come out, like you're examining it, and like you don't notice anything off, like in that grayish light, everything kind of just appears the same. What you missed is blending in with the fabric of his clothing was a thin coating of mold that was growing off of his body and then spreading out on the floor behind him, and then on one whole like 5-foot radius section of the pathway behind him. And when you stepped around him and you stepped smack into it, you felt these like tendrils lash up onto your leg, and the moment they hit them, it felt like white fire burning into you. You take 7 points of piercing, or just damage, 7 points of damage, and you are considered poisoned.
Oh, buddy.
Did the,
And then
did
you
the tentacles
you
stay
all
engaged?
no,
or-
well, I mean, yeah. So they kind of like the mold responded to his body heat and rose up to him. I imagine Kaimana probably jumped out of it.
Yes.
And so like it kind of separated from him when he jumped away.
Okay.
But you guys heard this scream of Kaimana, and he jumped away from something. And in your dark vision, it's hard to tell stone from mold, like what's going on in this space.
Kaimana, do you have light?
Not prepared. Well, okay, hang on. I've got things that can make light.
I'm
Yeah,
sure we
I'm
have we have torches, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna cantrip create bonfire.
Okay,
Not on the body, but like
off to the
yeah.
nearby.
Nearby.
The moment you do that, it becomes very clear. There's this yellowish brown mold that has clearly like come out of some cracks in the wall and has grown towards this body and is slowly in the process of decomposing it. And feeding off of that, it has spread out in this region, and it covers about a 10-foot space within this walkway. So you guys would need to skirt around the side. Anybody who is proficient in nature can do a nature check.
I will do that. I would. I'll let you tell me if this is a good idea, but I'll let my nature check decide whether or not to just cast bonfire on all of it that I see.
Okay.
Oh god.
That's a 22.
Yeah, so you recognize, okay, now that you've seen it, you're like, yeah, this is yellow mold. It can be killed with fire.
Well, yeah, that's what's happening. So
Okay.
just cantrip it everywhere I see yellow mold at this point.
Okay, so the moment you do it, like, it blackens and kind of it turns to ash, and you slowly clear a space, especially through this walkway here where there's no yellow mold. You're still considered poison, Kamana, and you take another 2 points of poison damage.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna see if can I save out of that, or is it just gonna?
Let me just double check. I think you can. Boop, boop, boop.
I can also
Oh, God.
heal you of it if you need.
I've got all these healing spells.
Yeah, okay, so you took the damage for that turn, so go ahead and make the saving throw again.
Okay. 12.
Nope, still considered poison.
Okay, I am going to cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
Does that cure poison?
Nope, but it will heal the damage that he took.
Well, do you want me to? I have something that cures poison, or do you just
I
want
think
to keep trying to save?
I think you guys have anti-poison. Did we get potions?
Someone did
I
buy.
have greater healing, and stone oil.
No. It might have
Let
been
me see what I
Grace.
bought. I bet it was Grace.
All right, I rolled an 8 for my.
So that's another 1 point of poison damage.
No, as in I rolled 8 for my.
Oh, for your healing? Okay, good. Yeah.
I don't think I bought anything.
I don't think I did either, but let me double check.
If you have lesser
Someone did buy
restoration,
some potions.
I have
Yeah.
less restoration.
that'll do.
I do, if you want it.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Alright.
I go up and I touch you, and you are healed from your poison.
There you go.
Be healed.
You feel the poison that had been leaching kind of like up from your leg into the rest of your body slowly that pain vanishes, and that fiery, like almost like getting stung like a jellyfish, which Kaimon is very familiar with, feeling slowly fades away, kind of like somebody had peed on your leg, which is a wives' tale, but that's fine.
Yep.
All right.
You feel better, buddy?
Yeah, thank you, Jerry.
No problem.
Do you guys want to continue traveling in darkness, or do you want to take a light with you?
No, I'm going to pull out a torch.
Yeah, and I'm going to just cast, just keep casting bonfire
Like
ahead
in front of you. Good. All right. Good.
Yes.
All right.
Well, that's actually good, because if the whole thing with light is that it makes it hard for us to sneak up on people.
Mhm.
But if you're casting the light in front of us and their attention is drawn to it, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you travel for a little bit further, and you get to the first kind of space where you see that people have tried to come in here and do some kind of construction work. You come to a relatively open chamber. You immediately notice that the ground is softer than anything else, like maybe that this was like a floodplain or something that had deposited silt. And whoever had come in here to do construction work had built a walkway that went through the center of this and then around the corner and out of sight. Go ahead and make a perception check, Saurus, with advantage, because you're getting help for this space.
That's a nat 20, so that's going to be a 25.
Very good that you rolled a natural 20, because
Ooh.
Troglodytes are basically chameleons.
Oh.
And so at many points probably throughout your journey, you're not quite sure, but they might have been watching you from corners, because they can basically make their skin kind of change color to match the space that they're in. But you pick up immediately on the footprints in the silty soil below you, coupled with a few places where it looks almost like a frozen splash of water, like in the mud, where it looks like almost like somebody had thrown a rock and like a ripple had appeared. And the only thing in your mind with the natural 20 that you can picture is that some kind of burrowing creature had dove in there and left behind this kind of like inverted whirlpool in the mud. But you see the footprints, and then out of the corner of your eye, you think you see movement, and you look to where it is, and you just see, like, at the corner of the wall, this, like, slight shimmer, kind of like in a movie when, like, the creature, the king chameleon, shifts, and you can just see where the line doesn't match quite with the stone it was hiding against. And there are at least one troglodyte in the space where where you're walking towards.
I activate and throw the glitter stone into the room.
Okay. Go ahead and make a attack roll using your dexterity.
Yeah, just picture we are not alone. Toss! It's like, no, we were going to be settled. No.
Is that an attack roll?
Yeah, just to see how far it goes in.
Okay, hang on. Actions. Attack. Ten.
10. Okay, so it goes about 15 feet or so out before you. It clatters onto the metal walkway, and then it's just like like blasting, and there's just light. And in that light, you see something dart past, and then something dart past, and then something dart past somewhere else. And Saurus, you feel a gentle like rumble somewhere that feels vaguely familiar, coming through the floor. And then you see one creature appear at the edge of your dark vision at the far end, bigger than what you imagine a troglodyte might look like. Lizard-like. He's got like feathers all over his necklace, and he's holding a horn, and he kind of looks in your direction, and he takes out a horn and blows it. I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
I guess we're fighting.
You think we can read it?
Another nat 20.
Oh, nice. Let me
So 26.
switch over to
Hey,
the
yeah.
battle man.
So let me know when you need mine, Josh.
Yeah, let me just make sure. Yes, you can see most of the map there. That's perfect. All right. So, anybody else 25 to 20?
23.
All right, so Saurus, then Kaimana. My pencil just ran out of lead. Hold on. All right, Saurus, Kaimana. All right, let me roll for. They rolled like shit. Okay, anybody? 20 to 15.
I got a 13.
Abel.
Abel,
I
why
got
is yours
a
so low?
7.
A 7.
no.
Okay. So jury. Okay, sweet.
Jury's gonna watch my back until it's my turn.
Sure.
And Troglodytes. All right. So the large troglodyte creature kind of blows the horn, and you hear the sound of scurrying around you, but it's very difficult. I mean, Saurus, you pick up on it just because your perception was so high that there's at least 4 of these creatures scurrying around in the muddy areas and against the walls. But you guys are like up on these platforms. The mud may present an issue if you decide to fight off of the platforms, just as a heads up. But, Saurus, it is your go first.
How far away is the shaman?
15, 20, 60 feet from you. He's just at the edge of your dark vision. Yeah.
I am going to move my full 50 feet towards him.
Okay.
And I might as well step of the wind to completely close to him. I want to get
Alright.
on his backside,
Okay.
so if somebody makes it up, they can flank me easier.
Sounds good.
Backspace, that's a 5 now. And I am going to attack.
Okay.
First attack is 14.
That hits.
Okay. That is a d6. That's 7.
Okay.
And I am going to spend a key point to stunning strike.
And that is what kind of saving throw?
DC save of 13. Constitution save.
Constitution, with +2 to Constitution, I rolled a 2. So that is, I rolled a total of 4. So, no, he is stunned.
All right, I'm going to hit him again.
All right, go ahead with advantage.
Do I get any kind of advantage on stunned creatures?
Yes, you do. You get advantage on the attack.
That is going to be a 22.
That hits.
And that is going to be 11 in damage.
11, so total of 18 this round. You see, he's like wearing. Once you get up close to him, you can now see that he's wearing like bone armor. The armor seems like it's weird. Like you can tell it's organic, but it is almost metallic organic. But you're cracking into it, and you can just feel it breaking under your punches, and you're clearly doing damage to him as well. But this metallic bone armor is shattering beneath you. Yes. But he is stunned. Anything else you want to do there on your turn, Saurus?
No, because that's a bonus action. So, no, I'm gonna stay here.
All right, sounds good. That takes us to. Oh, Saurus.
Yell
wait.
out that there's some of them in the mud. So watch out.
Yeah, and you can't really see where they are. Saurus, go ahead and make a. Also, when you're now close to him and you're kind of preparing yourself, the overwhelming stench coming off of this creature starts to enter into your nostrils. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Ugh.
That's a 10.
10. You are considered poisoned.
Oh no.
Does
Which
not.
means what?
This doesn't cause any damage to you, but it does give you disadvantage on attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, beginning on your next turn. All right. That takes us to Kaimana.
Would you say I can swim in the mud?
You can certainly try. You don't know. You guys haven't walked too much in the mud, so you're not exactly sure how viscous it is.
Okay, I dive into the mud.
Okay.
Come
So
on.
you dive
No,
in.
you're gonna be bad.
You hit it, and there's just kind of like there's places where it's wetter than others. Thankfully, the place you hit was more like a quicksand type consistency of mud. but you swim for a little bit, and then it's a little bit rougher. It'd be kind of half swim speed as you're going through here.
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to cast Conjure Animals.
Okay.
Jeez.
The animal I am conjuring is a hunter shark.
Oh. A hunter shark. Okay, which I
In the
don't.
mud?
I don't have a hunter shark.
Will it be able to breathe in the mud?
Not
All right.
quite.
Well, I'll split the difference and say giant constrictor snake.
Okay, we can
Okay,
do a
snake in the mud.
constrictor snake. I don't
Snake in the
have.
mud.
I don't have a large creature, so this ogre is your giant constrictor snake.
And it's both its land speed and its swim speed is the same at 30 feet, so I'll say it doesn't have disadvantage.
And it wouldn't have disadvantage. Like, I would say a snake probably wouldn't have disadvantage going through the mud anyway, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
And I got wild shape pulled up, so hang on just a second.
Okay.
I will shape change into a crocodile.
Okay, so you are now a crocodile. I also don't have a crocodile, so you're going to become an earth elemental. So there you go. All right, so we've got now a boa constrictor and a crocodile swimming around there. Yeah. What's your passive perception, Kamana?
Let's see, 14, I think. Let me double check.
14. I think that's probably right. Just out of the corner.
17, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. Just out of the corner of your eye, right after you make your transformation, you see there's two guys here and here. That they're hiding, but their stealth was not quite high enough to beat your passive perception.
Yeah, it's nom nom time.
Yeah. I think the constrictor can absolutely attack in this turn. Do you want him to move to one of them?
Yeah.
All right. He slithers over. Go ahead and make an attack roll against the Trog using your.
All right, so it's a. Let's see. +6 attack roll.
Yes.
11.
11 to hit. That hits. That just hits.
Okay. And that will be, he will constrict. So.
Okay, so he's currently restrained.
Yeah, so he's going to take 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
Nice.
So 12.
12 points of damage. Okay, and then he is currently restrained by the constrictor. I will put him on the constrictor's podium. There you go. All right. And then you can't do anything else with your turn, right, Kaimana?
Right.
Okay, good. All right, which takes us to Judy.
Jury watches everything you did with judgment.
Yeah. Jury, what's your passive perception?
Let me check. Passive
Yeah.
perception? It's 16.
16. Yeah, so okay, I think that this one rolled a 15. So you can see this one as well. That's over there that's not currently being harassed by anything. And then of course the one that Source is dealing with up front.
Alright. I think I'm gonna cast Fly on myself.
All right, you are now flying. Okay.
I'm gonna go. Oh, I can't hit him because of cast rate.
No, but you've got now whatever.
I got 60 feet.
60
of
feet of
movement,
movement.
so
Yeah. So
it's pretty far.
do you want to get close or do you want to?
Any flanking?
Yeah, I'll come up with Source and try to hit this guy.
Good.
Or yeah.
You'll be there.
maybe
He's
flank
stunned anyway, so he can't do anything his next round.
And I'll give Source Bardic Inspiration.
All right, so let's take your D8 Bardic Inspiration. All right, which takes us to Abel. What's your passive perception, Abel?
Not as high as my comrades. 12.
12, yeah. So you don't see this one here. The only one you can see is the one that Source is engaged with, and the one that's currently constricted by the snake.
Okay, that's fine. I want to activate my Force Ballista.
All right, it is currently activated for the next hour.
Action for me. Bonus action. I really wanted to do Fairy Fire, but I'm afraid I'll hit Source. No.
What's the size of the fairy fire cone?
It's a 20-foot cube. I think
Okay.
it is.
I mean, you could just bomb some space with fairy fire and see if you hit anything, but you could do that.
My precious spells.
Oh, you don't have any spell slots. That's right.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot cube, and it's an action. I just use my action to activate my thing, so
Okay.
maybe next turn. I want to force ballista
The one that Source is engaged with.
yes.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage because it is stunned.
Okay. Why can't I find things?
I'll move out of the way as you shoot.
I have a pretty good aim. A 23 to
Hey,
hit.
duck.
Yeah, 23 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And then, so it'll be a D8, extra D8 because of my, okay, 11 in force damage,
Okay.
and then another D8 because it's an artificer. And then 8 in additional arcane firearm
All right,
damage.
that takes off its shell. So, Soros, you're standing there and you see this like bead of energy like fly from Abel's direction, and it impacts that metallic armor that you've been beating into, and it hits it, and you see it just like kind of like when like a Kamehameha wave hits something and it just like shatters this clothing, like there's shrapnel of this metal armor flying everywhere, and now this troglodyte is sitting there unarmored, and its AC will have dropped.
Correct hit.
Yes, it was taking less damage from any attacks because of that armor, but now it is not. So it is now exposed. Anything else, Apo, with your turn?
I think I want to. Where's my good friend Jury?
Jury's up here with Soros.
Oh no! I was thinking. Yeah, and I'll just yell, "Get him, guys!"
I'm gonna slide everything back.
Thanks
a
for
little
the
bit. There we
assist.
go. All right.
Nice shot.
At that moment, that rumbling sound, Soros, that you heard or felt more than anything else, begins to build, and responding to the call of its master, rising out of the muddy surface
Boulette.
below, a boulette dives out, and it
Land shark.
land shark. It is going to make it doesn't want to hurt its master, but I think it can probably get there without hurting its master too far. Okay, so he's gonna leap 15 feet straight up in the air, and he's gonna crash. Are you floating, Jury?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so he's gonna crash down on Soros. Soros, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sorry, Soros, I was floating.
27.
Okay, you absolutely succeed, so you are not rocked prone, but you do take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as the creature kind of hits, and then this whole thing tilts up on
How
its
much-
end.
how
5
much
points.
damage?
5 points of bludgeoning.
Thank you.
This whole thing tilts up on its end, and you don't fall off because you're falling.
That's
but
why I cast fly.
Soros, because you succeeded on your dexterity saving throw, I'm going to give it that you leapt off the side to the next one. But his master plops down into the dirt there, and then he's going to kind of...
Can you slide it
Oh, more your guys' way? Yeah,
like
absolutely.
to your right?
I can do that.
Perfect.
He's going to kind of now make his way over to where you are, Soros, and he's just going to make a swipe at you with his claws, which you recognize as having 3 incredibly large claws.
Oh, so this is what it was.
Found the culprit.
That is a 8 plus 7. 15 to hit?
No.
Misses. Okay, so he claws out and he hits the post underneath the floor, but you kind of nimbly dodge out of the way. But you guys now have a bullet in the space. And then at that point, at the end of this guy's turn, he is no longer stunned, right?
At the end,
End of your turn, so he's still stunned.
At the end of my next turn.
All right, so this one is going to rush forward to you, Kaimana, and he's going to make 2 attacks. There are 2 that were hiding on this side, and they're going to come up towards you, Abel. They can't quite get you into flanking, so these won't be with advantage. But Kaimana, you're... oh, that's the wrong one. All right, they get to make 3 attacks, but they have really low damage, so because they attack real fast. So Kaimana, 18 for the first one.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. 16 for the second one.
Hits.
And then the last one on you is only a 12. I don't think that hits.
That matches my armor class.
Oh, for the crocodile's armor class.
Yeah.
Okay, but they only have D4s, so it's
I was gonna say, I thought Kamana had like
1,
higher.
5,
Crocodile.
He's a crocodile.
6. That's
To eat
To the music from Peter Pan.
10 points of 10 points of slashing damage, and well, it's 10 points of mixed slashing and piercing damage to you, Kaimana, from the one that attacks you. Abel, 6 attacks coming your way.
Jesus.
8 misses, but a 15.
15 does not.
Okay. 22.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
10.
No.
15.
Nope.
23.
Yeah.
I think that was it. So it's 3 hits.
Yes.
All
So
right.
can I do have my infusion, the repulsor shield.
So if they miss, it draws them back. Is that what it
It
does?
says the wielder can use a reaction immediately after being hit by a melee attack to expend one of the shield charges to push the attacker up to 15 feet away.
Okay, so we'll say only 2 of them hit then, and then you can. Which one do you want to drive back? The one that hits you first here,
Yeah,
or
the first.
okay? So he gets 1 hit off of you, and then he gets thrown 15 feet back this way. And then does it take damage?
Just pushes him away.
Okay, but he does fall 10 feet, so he takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage. So the first hit from him that did go through was 4 points of piercing damage.
4 points.
Yeah, and then his second hit didn't hit you then because he was thrown off. But then the other guy hit you for 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
So you've got them there. Kaimana and Abel, I need you to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh boy.
Your mama, that's
no.
Jesus.
Everybody getting poisoned.
They smell so bad, guys.
They smell
16.
16, you
Dang.
are good. You are not poisoned.
I rolled a 5.
You are considered poison, Kaimana, which gives you just disadvantage on attacks and ability checks.
Okay.
All right. And then that is that is all that you guys can see happening. Good. All right. Cool.
I don't like that.
Well, in case there's more that are out of your
Yeah,
vision
that's
or
funny.
movement or whatever, you don't know.
I know.
Which takes us up to Saurus. You have a bullet in your face.
Okay, I also have the master flat on his back on the sand, correct?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
And he is stunned, correct?
He is still stunned. Yeah.
So that would give me advantage, but I'm poisoned, so disadvantage. So that's a straight attack roll.
You want to get
Correct.
down into his face?
No, no, no.
Oh.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I just said it's a straight attack roll.
It would. Yes. Yes.
It's time for the pistol.
So
Bring out the boomstick.
it's yeah, I'll give it that to you because I will say like he would have been marked prone, which would give you disadvantage. But this is weird. We've got disadvantage, advantage, disadvantage. Let's just say it's an even roll for the pistol attack.
Maybe because he's stunned, he's like.
First shot
laid out.
misses with a natural 2.
Okay.
So that's only an 8.
His armor class dropped back to 11. It was higher than that. Yeah.
And the second is a natural 20.
Oof.
Wow.
Nice.
And it's an auto crit anyway since he's prone, is it not?
No, but it does. I don't.
There's something good that happens.
Yes, he's prone, but he's not. Yes. It's only on melee attacks. Is it an auto crit? But you got
Gotcha.
you got critted anyway, and your gun does something really special when it crits. So.
Yes, and it's an extra die 6, so that's 2 die 6 extra.
Nice.
For a total of 6 plus 6, that's 12, plus 10 is 22, plus 5, 20, 27.
27. So explain exactly what this looks like, Source, as you take out the shaman.
Just an execution.
Yeah. It's the rat with a gap.
Yeah.
just bam. I basically Quentin Tarantino him.
Okay. Yeah. It's Mr. White, Mr. Pink. Boom, boom. There you go.
Yep.
I do need you to roll a percentile die for me. Actually, twice, because you released 2 very loud explosions within the cavern.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Cool.
Where is my other percentile?
I don't want to die down here, and Marla will never find our mangled bodies.
Oh, there it is. So 2 percentile dice, you said?
Yeah, 1 for the first shot and 1 for the second shot. I have these in zones.
First shot is a 23.
Okay, and the second one?
8.
8. So after the first, you hear the sound of crumbling stone, and out of the corner of your eye, Source, you see like rocks pelt down into this massive space here. And now there's a big pile of rock here, and it's kind of off to the side of where you are. My map is stuck underneath where I've got the camera propped up, so that's why I keep having to slide everything this way.
We'll take you.
So in this space over here, Source, some rocks fell down. And then over here on this space, some more rocks crashed in over here. This one is tilted like this. And then you're thankfully up in the air because the rocks hit this platform and flip it, and it collapses this way in a pile of rocks. But you're flying up in the air over here, Jerry. So you are good. So that's good. Yeah, I've the space quintiled out. So this was the first quintile, second quintile. So there you go.
And I am going to move 50 feet away from the bulette.
Okay.
I'm going to head towards Abel.
And it's not the first round, his first round, so he still has, he can make attacks with you, right? Because I think this is like...
enemy opportunity attacks have disadvantage on turn 1.
Okay, so he'll get a standard roll on you on his opportunity attack. He's going to swipe out with you with his claws. Natural 20.
What?
I haven't been rolling not very well, and that happened. So he's going to swipe out at you, Source.
Well, I did just take out his master.
You did.
So...
He's a little
He's
enraged.
not
So let me find his page. Actually, it's a bite because he doesn't have claws. So there you go. Claw attack for that. That is a D12.
The D12, the most underutilized dice in the...
I know. When I was like, oh, I get to do the boulette. Oh, it's a D12. That is 15 on the dice, 30 points of piercing damage.
Oh my god.
As you
That's
dash
gonna leave
off.
a mark.
Yeah. And
I know, I was heading the other direction.
Oh, this way towards...
yeah, I was
okay.
going to go jump platform to platform to platform.
Sounds good. You get over here next to Abel.
As close to Abel as I can get with my 50 feet.
That'll give you flanking with Abel in there. And then the boulette kind of lets out a roar as his enemy escaped. All right. So that ends Source. Kaimana, you've got 2 troglodytes there next to you, and then your constrictor has 1 in his grasps.
Yeah, the one closest to me, I guess.
All right, so you wheel around as your crocodile form on him. Go ahead and take your attack.
Disadvantage, you said?
Because you're poisoned, yes.
Okay, actually, not too bad.
Not too shabby.
We're not playing my game.
We do have a fake meeting somewhere.
So yeah, that is
Somewhere, I don't know where it is.
That's a 17.
Oh, that hits. Yeah, they're 11 is their armor class.
Wait, aren't you? Are you poisoned?
He rolled with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Oh, you roll with
I
disadvantage.
rolled a nat 20 and a 13.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yep.
So many nat 20s. What the fuck?
I know, right?
So yeah, it's gonna be a bite. So they're gonna end up being grappled,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
and so it's 1d10 plus 2 piercing damage. So hang on 1 second. $10 damage.
10. Yeah, so this one hasn't been hurt yet. Oh, no, this is the one that hasn't been hurt yet. So you grab it and you kind of go into the crocodile barrel roll with it and crunch into him. He's now within your grasp. Good. And then you want to deal with the one that that your boa constrictor has?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and I guess he's constricted, so it's another attack, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a +6 to hit.
And
the constrictor has better stats than I do.
with advantage because the creature is restrained.
Okay.
Nice.
Where did my D&D be? There we go. Oh, that wasn't very good, but so 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, and damage is 2d6 plus 4, so 10.
10. You just hear this like snapping sound as the constrictor constricts the life out of that troglodyte. All right. Good. Is that all for you there, Kamana?
That's kind of all I got, yeah.
Yep. All right. Good. Jury, you are now facing off against this boulette is getting close to you now.
I turn to the others. I'm like, is it fire time?
Fire time.
All right. I'm gonna drop a fireball on it.
Whew. So you aim a little bit behind it so it doesn't get you.
I think fireball, is that gonna disrupt my concentration? I don't think that's concentration.
No, it's not.
Okay, so I should be able to
alright.
still fly, right?
And it's a dexterity
Fireball
saving
early,
throw.
fireball often.
Dexterity
I-
is not his strong suit. That is a 9 on a dexterity saving throw. So he takes full damage from
Yep.
your fireball.
Oh shit. Alright, let's cast it, and then we'll roll it.
Let's have 1 strength, and that is... Well, 2
Oh,
strengths.
Nice.
Look at my damage. I rolled 31 damage.
Woo!
Holy
31 points of fire damage as this bead of energy flies back and explodes over here. Interestingly enough, there was a troglodyte right here. And he
Was being the operative word?
Was being the operative word. He had rolled a natural 20 on his stealth check, and so he was just like hiding out there. He was no longer, and the troglodyte's armor, which is this like natural pristine metallic armor, is now singed and blackened by the blast, and he's looking pretty enraged by that. Jury, what else did you do?
By any chance, does any roof fall on top of him?
Oh, that was an explosion. Go ahead and roll a percentile dice for me,
Oh
Jury.
god.
No, if it blows up right over him, he gets hit by falling rocks.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
we
true.
all-
Let me roll. We'll do
all
the.
die if-
I'll do the percent. The percentile dice will also determine if anything else gets loosened. But I'll roll a 20. If it's a 10 or up, there's some collateral damage there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 13. So he takes some rocks fall down on him, and he takes an additional, let's say, 3d6. So that's 10 points of damage from falling rocks.
Did you need me to roll for if it hits like one of us?
Yeah, go ahead and roll the explosion from the fireball. Roll a percentile die.
Or a D10 or a D100?
D100, yeah.
I got 35.
35. So in that same location where Saurus had like loosened some of the rocks, you hear more clashing of rocks over in this direction.
A good spot over there.
Yeah, good job.
And I'll fly over back towards Saurus because I'm scared of this
Okay,
bullet.
so you now fly this direction. Good.
Thank you.
All right, Abel, you've got a troglodyte there in front of you. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
A con save, okay, alrighty.
The smell is invasive.
14.
You are fine. Go ahead and do whatever you'd like to do.
Okay, I was gonna do a thunder wave or shatter, but
Shatter gonna be real bad down here.
yes, I don't want to hurt Saurus.
I am hurting after taking 30 damage in one hit.
Yeah.
So
But it's okay because I have something else. You said that these troglodytes are wearing like either copper or bronze metal armor.
No,
right?
that was just the shaman. He was wearing boulette armor.
Okay. Do I see any metal on the troglodytes that are in front of me?
Yeah, I mean, he's got like looks like maybe a belt that's got some metal on it, and he's wearing a necklace that has maybe a coin or something that he's looped through.
Okay. So I will, through my quarterstaff, my arcane firearm, I'm going to cast the heat metal spell.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
on his belt. Okay.
Yes. So if he doesn't, it's like an action. Chooses. They take 2d8 fire damage when I cast the spell.
Yep.
And there's disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn.
Ooh, nice. Okay, go ahead and roll your 2d8. And then he has to take an action to try to remove the object.
Yeah. So it's 2d8, which will be 11 damage plus another d8 because it's an artificer spell and because of my arcane firearm.
I picture this being like
It's a garret of
In-
hot
in-
metal.
in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
So it's 11 plus an additional 2.
That's exactly his hit points.
Is it really? Oh.
Yeah, so like a Mortal Kombat finishing move, you heat up his metal belt and it just slowly like cuts through him and bisects him into, and he crumples to the side. All right.
Nice. Okay.
Good job.
I have a bonus action,
All right.
and as a bonus action, there was another.
There's two over here next to
Over
Kaimana, and then there's the bullet over here this way.
To be let.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the big guy because Kaimana's a capable little otter folk.
Yep.
And please,
You
this
give me
thing
far,
hates
you
me.
give me far too much credit.
Giant crocodile right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to aim my force ballista at the bullet.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh, wait, let me mark off my heat metal. Okay. I really need to get something that's going to give me advantage on these. Sorry, I have so much crap, you guys. Wait. Okay. This is bullshit. A 9.
9. It actually hits the bullet, but the force ballista hits his like smooth metallic helm, and it just glints off and shoots off into the darkness and impacts a wall.
Oh, that's fine. All right, that's it. That's all I got.
All right, which takes us to the bullet. I don't think it can get to anybody on its turn, so it is going. You see it kind of leap up, and it dives underground.
Ugh.
What?
Yeah, and it burrows underneath into the muddy soil of the cavern. And then the troglodytes are going to swarm you, Kaimana. They get 6 attacks with advantage.
No, I should have killed the chocolate.
First one misses. Jesus, I rolled a 2, a 4, and then a 2 and a 3. So the second
Oh
one
my
misses. That one probably will hit. That is 18.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, so that's 1 hit, and then 20, that hits. Not a natural 20. 14.
Points of damage?
No, 14 for the fourth one.
Yeah, that hits.
And then, that was the fifth one. And then the last one is 13.
Hits.
Okay, so there were 4, was that 3 hits, I think?
Yeah.
All right, so that's D4s, man.
Armor class as the crocodile.
12.
Okay, so that is a total of
It's got all those hit points to eat.
8
so-
points of piercing damage as it claws out and you as they kind of like manically claw out in your direction from both sides.
Okay.
All right, and Source.
I'm going to take my greater healing potion.
All right, go ahead and do that. That is a bonus action.
And how many?
I think that's
How many?
2d4 plus 8. I think.
Let me look that up.
4d4 plus 4.
44 plus 4.
Yes.
That's 2d4, 3d4, 44. That's 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 19 back.
19, nice.
I rolled 3 4s and a 3.
Fantastic. All right, so you recover 19. Do you want to move or do anything? And then you still have an action, of course.
Yeah. I am. I am going to go jump down into the mud
Okay,
to give Kaimana flanking.
you got it. You can still attack too if you'd like.
I might as well do that with
Yep.
advantage.
Yep, you got advantage. Yep.
Yep.
This one's been hit before, so it's looking a little rough.
Okay.
This is the one that Abel blasted off of his shield, so
Okay, so that's a 22
that absolutely hits.
for a total of 6 damage.
Okay, and then you can make your second attack.
That's a 5, but I'm going to use my inspiration to 9 plus 8, so that's 17.
Definitely hits.
Okay. And another 6 points of damage.
All right, yeah. So you flip off of the podium and come down with a falcon kick to the head, and then you uppercut him for the second one, and he just KOs off of to the side. All right.
You lot's going to come up underneath me, though, but bring it on.
All right. Which takes us to Kaimana. You've just got the one next to you now.
I'm gonna bite it.
All right, go ahead.
Ooh, that's not good. 9 to hit.
9 misses.
Okay. Does the crocodile get 2 attacks? I don't think he does.
Does it say multi-attack on his stat block?
No, it does not.
Yeah, so he just gets the one.
Is my boa constrictor occupied?
Nope, he can move over there to it, and he can get
Yeah.
you actually. Let's just say you moved the boa constrictor.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and take advantage on that attack. Come on.
I was just gonna have the boa constrictor attack him.
Well, so you can do that. That's fine too. Yep.
Yeah, because he has better to hit.
Yeah, but he'll have advantage on the attack.
All right.
The ogre stricter.
Natural 20, so a 26.
All right.
Wow.
Describe how the boa constrictor deals with this guy.
Okay, who's seen Anaconda with Ice Cube?
Absolutely.
With Ice Cube is how you have to.
That's how I order my drink. Give me Anaconda with Ice Cube. But yeah, it like nobody's even aware the boa constrictor is there, and this thing like erupts out of the water, out of the mud, like underneath it, and swallows this thing whole.
Oh yes, just slams out of the mud, and he is vanished. All right.
It's like It's like the end of Beetlejuice.
Yeah. All right. Abel and Jury, there's nothing that you can see on the board right now. What would you like to do?
Yep, I would like to fly into the air.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Have fun with that.
What direction would you like to go?
I'm just going as high up as I can so this thing doesn't fuck me.
It's about a 30-foot cavern, so let's just say you fly up 20 feet or so.
Yeah.
Up here.
And I'm like, yeah, I can be chilling over there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. And
Hold an action.
Yeah.
Do you want to hold,
Yeah,
hold a spell or something?
Yeah, I'll hold action to throw a dagger at it.
Okay, alright, so you've got, the moment he appears, you've got a dagger. Abel?
Yeah, little Anansi that's been like in my robes. I'm gonna send him up to near where Jury is.
Okay.
Just so he won't become
We'll say there's a
collateral
little
damage.
Anansi up here. Yep.
Anansi.
And I'm going to ready a spell.
What are you
As soon
readying?
as I see. So what?
What are you readying?
I'm going to ready. Oh crap! That's too big of a spell. I've got like world shaking stuff. Nothing that's. I think I'm gonna ready Scorching Ray.
Scorching Ray. Are you going to move at all, or are you going to stay on that platform?
I am going to move closer to our end goal, probably.
Okay. Alright, so you move on to this other platform here. Alright. I need... it doesn't matter. Source has already rolled a few percentile dice. Abel rolled me a percentile die.
I can do that.
50 and up, it goes for you, because you moved. 50, it goes towards the other commotion that's been occurring over here. Below 50.
A 90.
90. So you all feel the rumbling happening, and you're like, oh shit, the bullet's coming. And Saurus, you clench tight, knowing it's coming your direction. Abel, suddenly you feel underneath you this creature burst up underneath the platform. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I can do that. Just stay. 13.
13. No. So you you fly back onto the, after it knocks you off, you fly back onto this platform, and part of the platform falls on your leg. So you are currently restrained on the other platform, and you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall. But thankfully you are there. It's going to make a standing leap, 15 feet, or it's going to move.
Do I get a shot at it? Revealed itself.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll your attack with disadvantage as you're flying through the air.
Can I throw my dagger at it?
Yep, and you can make your attack as well.
Well, I get 3, so.
Okay.
Yep, I got 18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll your roll damage on that, Jury.
So I rolled a 9.
It's 3 damage.
3 points of damage. Nice.
Okay, so Scorching Ray is 3 bolts. So
Yes,
the
so
first
all
one-
3 with disadvantage. As you're flying through the air, you release doo 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 as you're trying to.
John Wooing this shit.
Yes.
The first one was a miss. I rolled a 9 and then a 19.
Okay.
You do it like this. The second one, do it. 13 to hit.
That's glance off his armor.
Okay, and the third one. Oh Lord, it's not 15 to hit.
Well, it also hits off his armor. So it's the flying through the air. You just can't focus enough to get the 3 attacks. As it leaps into the air, and it's going to crash down right in the space of the Anaconda and Kaimana. I need both Kaimana and the Anaconda to make either a strength or dexterity saving throw, whichever is higher, Kaimana.
Alright, I'll do the Anaconda first. It's +4. So that's 17 for the Anaconda.
Okay, he's good. He takes half damage.
And I will make a strength saving throw. I get a +2. 12.
Okay, you are, as weirdly as it sounds, to be a crocodile who gets knocked prone. But you were knocked prone in the space.
Prone is my constant state of being.
I know, like, I don't know. Like, we just flipped the crocodile. And so you take... that is 8 points of bludgeoning damage, 4 for the cobra or the constrictor, and then as it comes down with its claws, you take an additional 7 points of piercing damage. That's 3 for the cobra. Anaconda. I'm gonna make this thing into a cobra apparently. And you are.
You want me to deal poison damage, which I can't do right now. Feel free.
All right, and then it's going to bite out at the anaconda, which is the biggest threat to it right now because it's larger than the crocodile.
Okay, so real quick,
Yeah.
That drops my crocodile form to 0.
So you pop out.
So I take 3 more hit points as Kaimana.
And we'll say you pop out, but you're still prone there. And I think you like disappear into the mud. So he turns to the anaconda. That is a 19 to hit the anaconda, the constrictor. Which I think hits, right?
Yeah, 19. Yeah.
A 1 on a d12. That's beautiful. 8. 2 1s on d12s. That is 12 points of piercing damage to the constrictor.
Well, he's not taking any damage yet.
As he bites into it.
He's got 60 hit points,
Oof.
so he is fine.
You guys have a tank over there. All right, which takes us to Saurus.
Alrighty, I am going to leap into the fray
Okay.
to get to flank the
You got it.
roulette, and I am going to activate my Gauntlets of Storm.
Oh, nice.
So first attack.
Saurus, as you're making this attack, in the glittering light coming from the pulsing glitter stone, it's weird. Like those threads have been constantly in your vision, but in the shadow that you see popping up, coming off of the bullet every time the glitter stone throws, there's a mass of those threads coming off of his shadow, and you feel like in this moment you could pull literally his shadow away from him if you wanted to.
Ooh.
Oh, let's do that.
All right. So you reach out as part of the attack action and you grab hold of that shadow and yank. Go ahead and mark 2 additional threads.
Jeez.
Bro, that's
That
so
gives me a total of
cool.
3.
Total of 3, okay. And then you get an additional, your 6th level, you get an additional 2d8 added to the damage.
Okay.
Because you ripped his shadow from him. So if this attack hits, your next attack gets an additional 2d8.
17.
That hits. That's his armor class.
Alrighty, so that's-
regular attack, Gauntlets of Storm, and additional 2d8.
Yep. Gauntlets of Storm are 1d8 as well. Question: does the Gauntlet of Storm lightning happen in addition to my unarmed damage, or in place of the unarmed damage?
In addition to,
I even like the color.
because it's like a punch that's then also has a taser behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled an 18.
18 points of damage total.
Nice.
Oof.
Yeah.
Very nice. He's like, you're seeing cracks begin to form on the hardened metallic outer shell. He's looking rough. Yeah.
Boy's looking
63.
rough.
Yeah. He's taking a total of
I'm going to hit him
68
again.
damage. All right, go ahead.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Oh my god. What is happening?
I know.
You can. The shadow's gone, but you can choose to pull another thread if you want.
No, I'm just gonna go with the lightning damage and my hand-to-hand damage.
That sounds good. Okay, go ahead.
So, lightning damage is a D8, so that's doubled. 2d6 becomes 4d6.
Jesus, man.
I have never, between last session with Atwood and this one, I have never rolled like this.
It's true. I've known for 5 years. You've never rolled like this.
That last, that last section
I
was
mean, not
pretty
even back
wild.
when I was playing 1ED as a 7-year-old back in the early 70s. Okay, so let's see, that's 10, 25, 26, 27, 28, plus 5, so 33.
How do you do
Wow.
this?
Wow.
That was exactly. He had 63. He had taken 63 or 68 points of damage, and his total damage is 95.
Wow.
I just cold cock him. Just
You
one shot to the Bulette stomach, and then just straight uppercut as it's coming down.
Yeah, he's turning to bite down on you, and you're like that, and you just crack into him, and all of the metallic armor plating shatters in his stomach, and then you knock him down, and the whole the armor plating on his head kind of cracks, and then he crumbles to the ground, and goes limp.
Cool. And I rolled my d20 for chance to lose power, and it did not for either attack.
All right. And you now have those swirling tendrils of shadow. Only you can see them, but you can see they're like wrapping around your wrist. You're beginning to learn that if you pull a thread at the right time, it can empower the strikes that you're using against your foes.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Looks like we get to
Please
skin a
help me.
You can skin a boulette if you want.
Can you
Yeah.
let me free first?
Somebody. It takes a little bit of time, but with the help of the constrictor, you manage to free Abel from his.
Yeah, I couldn't help. I've got a 10 string
Yeah.
sort of friend.
Oh man,
Yeah,
this
me too.
space is just a jumble of platforms now after that fight. So
Good thing I'm flying.
yeah.
Goodbye, everyone.
I want to live over
search-
to the shaman and like raid his body.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
With just the hole in the center of his forehead.
Give him a couple of kicks. What am I doing?
Investigation check.
Guys, we're the good guys. We're the good guys.
He sucks.
He sucks.
A 21.
21. You don't find anything of like what you would consider like civilizational value. However, he's carrying a few small gems that you think might be worth 20 gold or so. But he does have a very finely carved necklace that appears to be a boulette tooth, which might actually be worth something. But he clearly was
Just water's worth it. We can get out of the boulette.
How do you spell the bullet?
B-U. It's like bullet, but with 2 T's and an E at the end. Yeah.
And it's a good thing to do and identify on when you get the chance. Yeah, I'm gonna raid the Bulette for skin and teeth and
Okay.
claws.
Go ahead and make a just a nature
Nature?
check or survival, whichever one you want to use.
Can I? Help
I
with
will use
nature?
survival.
Yeah.
I won't help us with survival.
That is a 14.
14. Okay, with a 14, you manage to gather 3 unbroken boulette teeth. There's a couple when you're using a dagger that you snap them as you're getting them out. But you get 3 unbroken boulette teeth. You also get 2 boulette claws that are in fairly pristine condition. And you manage to get a solid, 3 square feet of undamaged, because there's a lot of damage that was done to its outer armor shell, but you get 3 square feet of undamaged boulette armor.
Nice.
All of which could be sold or used to construct items or things like that. So,
Cool.
all right.
I will, before I sell it, I will let Abel have dibs on anything that he can use for his creations, and then we'll go from there. So, okay, anything interesting on any of the other bodies?
No, the other troglodytes all have a smattering of very crude weaponry, rusty daggers or just like shanks that they've made out of stone. The most valuable thing that any of them have is like feathered collars or like pieces of metal belts. Not a super like rich bunch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna retrieve my glitterstone.
Okay, you got your glitterstone back. It go ahead and make it an investigation check or perception because it did get flipped off of the platform that it was on. It might be under the mud.
13.
You find it. It takes you a little bit of digging around, but you find it a little covered in mud, which you are also covered in mud now. And actually,
I think some device that can like clean me fast.
Yes, you do. You have the cleaning stone.
Okay, I don't have that in my inventory. Let me write that up. Real quick. Hang on.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yep.
But Saurus is still covered in mud, right?
All of you are, I think, at this point.
Not me.
Except for Abel.
No, I was in the sky. I was fine.
Abel and Jury are relatively clean.
Yeah, we're clean.
All right,
I'm now a brown rat.
Both stay clean.
I'm gonna go around with the cleaning stone.
Okay, yeah, you say like you guys make your way through the rest of this chamber to the opposite side, and then when you get onto more solid stone, Kaimana hands you this little stone, and you have to say the keyword, and then when you do, like you feel like this energy wash over you, and you just see like almost like vibrational cleaning, where all of the mud just and then falls off of you.
What's the activation word, Kaimana?
I can't remember what I told him it was.
Do you want me to decide?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I can't remember what I said it was, so you can make up whatever you want it to be.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
No.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Yes.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
There you go. All right, so you're all clean. So we'll go ahead and take a quick 5 there, and then we'll wrap up the end of the cavern search. Should be like the last 30 or 4 minutes. So
Great.
All right, so we'll take a quick 5, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, 5.
Thanks. All right, so welcome back from the break. So ticket takers, after facing off against what you probably surmise was a potential raiding party that you intercepted, you make your way through the cavern. You're in a relatively quiet space here if you want to rest up or heal up or anything before you continue on your journey.
How long does the poison effect last?
Everybody who is poisoned can make another Constitution saving throw. Actually, no, you're out of no. Let me just read really quick. Lasts for 1 hour. No, it does not. Sorry, you can make another Constitution saving throw. There you go.
Was that poison? I don't think I was poisoned.
No, we weren't poisoned.
6.
Depending on how long you sit here, you can make another one. Come on.
We weren't muddy or poisoned.
17.
You're good. It fades for
Be
you.
clean.
Team Himbo.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep moving, and I'll just
Both.
make it again.
Yeah. So you guys want to move forward?
Yeah.
All right. So you leave this cavern, and then you walk for a little bit through some winding tunnels that maybe look cut by water, and then you arrive at a much larger cavern. This one, no clear like water or mud or anything like that, and you see vague, like maybe little huts or tents made out of skins of some kind. And you assume that this might be the Troglodytes' village. So whoever's kind of helming the search here can make a perception check.
I'll do it.
All right.
All right.
Perception of 10.
10. So you don't immediately see anything around, but you know the Troglodytes' ability to camouflage, so you're a little wary. But you do immediately see that there are many bodies, Troglodyte tubulettes, that are dead and look maybe either partially eaten or dismembered in some way.
From what we know, do they usually eat their own
Make a nature check.
I do not like that a boulette is dead.
Yeah.
Can we call it a history?
Okay, yeah, sure. Maybe you might have read about
Technically,
it
it
in
happened
school.
in the past.
Yeah, you might have read about it in school. Might have read about it.
A natural 20.
Yes, no,
27.
like from what you've read about creatures of the Underdark, you're not aware that troglodytes are cannibalistic in any way. They're scavengers. So they might, like, if one of their own died, they might then do that. But these look like they were killed and eaten.
Is there
So
any
they
sign
weren't
of what?
attacking; they were running from something.
Yeah.
So
Is there
there's
any sign
something-
of what did this?
You can go ahead and make an investigation check, Tree.
I will. I'm investigating.
Can
Oh
I
my
assist?
god! I rolled a nat one.
You
I
can,
did say nice.
you can assist. Okay, yeah, you can roll with advantage, Tree.
Come on. The other end, I got a 17.
There you go. It's
Oh my god.
what you see on all of them. It looks like a creature that has some kind of piercing jaw, perhaps. Was eating them. Large gouge marks in their flesh. There are a few that look like they were stabbed by rudimentary stone devices. The bullet itself actually has like 2 spears sticking out of it
Are these the same spears and weapon types that
you saw the other troglodytes
Yes.
using. Yes. The only thing, like, this cavern is, it looks like it might have once been a closed off cavern. But you see kind of off to the side a relatively newly dispersed rock displacement that has crushed down, and there is a cavern, like you could climb up the rocks and go into a cavern off to the side. So there might have been a cave in recently that opened up a space here.
Can I make a nature check to see if maybe I know what is doing this?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever it is, I don't like it.
Is this a disadvantage?
No.
Poison?
Can I help?
Okay.
We'll say it faded. I think it's an hour.
So are you helping Abel?
Yeah, if I can help.
Yep,
I'll
go ahead.
help.
Yep.
Okay, that's a 14.
Um,
No, that's an 11. excuse me.
11. It's really difficult to tell. The only thing that kind of strikes mind is like maybe like you've encountered things like giant centipedes that have mandible type jaws and very similar type of damage being done.
Well-
So you think maybe insectoid or something like that, perhaps?
Absolutely not. No.
Umber help.
I was gonna say Atwood has a suspicion, but Kaimana ain't seen one.
I thought you
Um,
liked Dex Able.
Why don't I go do a stealthy scouting mission into that hole and see what's there?
Okay.
And you guys can kind of take a
I
position
could-
outside of it in case I have to come running out.
Sordus, I could send Anansi invisible flying into the cavern and he can do some.
That's even better.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm worried about mold stuff.
Yeah.
I want you to- if it's related to that.
So I can use my last second level spell slot
Oh.
to make
Yikes.
Anansi invisible. Unless someone has invisibility they want to.
I mean, you probably don't have to make him invisible. I think you'd be fine.
I'm going to make him invisible.
He does not want to not see.
I'll let
I
you-
worry about the little guy, and I'm going to let him fly into the cavern with
Okay.
his dark vision.
Go ahead and make a stealth check with the Nancy with advantage.
I'm saving my spell slots in case one of us gets poisoned again.
Yeah.
To kick this thing's ass.
Where's inventory? Infusions. Anansi. I'm trying to like. Only has like a plus something to his stealth. Okay. With advantage.
Yes, because you are invisible, or he's invisible.
Won't let me roll up for it. With advantage. Okay. I'll just roll once.
Twice.
Okay, and I roll again.
Sometimes a maybe.
Thank you.
That would be an 11.
11. Okay. So Anansi, and then go ahead and make a perception check with Anansi as well.
Oh, jeez.
Perceive and not see.
He gets a +4 to perception, too. Okay. Oh, he didn't do too well. A 6.
So, okay. So Anansi flies up the, kind of the scree of rock and into the little tunnel. And it's a very narrow cavern, probably 5 or 6 feet wide. And then it kind of switchbacks around. It opens up about 20 or 30 feet into a larger, not huge, but a larger cavern. And what Anansi does pick up on, even with the 6, is that there's light in this cavern. It's coming from thousands of little stones embedded in the rock walls. And then the cavern continues on past that. And he kind of goes down here to another kind of switchback. And right as he's about to come around a corner, it's weird because where Anansi with dark vision, everything is gray when he's seeing. But suddenly you start to see colors, dimly pulsing flashes of blues, and then reds, and then kind of purples and yellows. And Anansi comes around and opens up into this enormous cavern. Huge, giant stalactites hanging from the ceiling. And dotted around the floor of this cavern are dozens of very large gems that are all pulsing with a colorful energy. This cavern it's kind of 3-tiered. There's a layer at the top, and then then it drops down into another layer, and then at the center you just see this darkened hole at the center of the cavern. But then the big major thing here is all of these kind of flashing, pulsing gems. But you don't. But other than that, with a 6, he doesn't see anything else.
Okay. So I will relay all this, and I guess Anansi, knowing how much Kaimana loves shiny things, he's just really describing those pulsing gems. Because he's trying to be, super nice to Kaimana.
Yes.
Kaimana's already moving towards the.
Okay, Kaimana's taken off in that direction.
Yeah.
All right. Do you all follow Kaimana?
I try and get in front of Kaimana.
Okay. So you all scree up. Make your way up the rock scree.
Stealthy.
Everyone, go ahead and make stealth checks.
Hang on.
Son of a cow.
I got a 12.
12.
I cast Pass Without Trace.
Everyone add 10 to
I got a
their stealth
22.
roll.
Look, 10, I got a 17.
Oh wow.
25.
Jesus God.
All right. And Kaimana, what'd you roll?
Yeah, hang on. Get this crap out of my face. Oh my God. I got a 34.
Fantastic. All right, so you all stealth your way through. You make your way through kind of the switchback 5-foot wide space, and then you come into that first smaller cavern that has the dotted, glittering, small little stones that are glowing in the rock wall. And then you do see a smattering of some kind of plant or something that's growing around each of these little stones.
Oh, cool. Are these the lumen stones and the lichen we're looking for?
That seems to be. Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Who wants to harvest?
I would.
I think we should figure out what's on the other end of the other tunnel first.
I think we
Kaimana's
should get. I
prying
think we
us.
should get this before things go bad. Personally.
Kamana's prying one of the stones out of the ground. Right
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. With your
I'm
dagger.
gonna go down the switchback, not exposed, but I'm gonna get in there so if anything comes at us, I'll see it,
Okay.
and so we don't get blindsided.
Do you make your way all the way into the
No.
next cavern? Okay. So you get
Now,
to the.
you basically, you said there's another switchback. I'll get
Yes.
around it, so anything that comes in the entrance, I'll see.
Okay. All right. So you're there, and off in the distance, you can see coming out of this cavern,
Yeah.
against the wall, the pulsing colors. Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, Source.
Can I have Anansi also helping him watch?
Did Anansi stay in the cavern or did he come back?
He kind of hung out there while we.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and make a perception check with Anansi as well.
13.
13. Okay.
He didn't see anything. Just
Okay. All right, and so
making sure
Kaimana,
Kaimana is getting those stones.
using your dagger, you can pry off stones. It takes you, 30 or 40 seconds to pry in and get one of the stones off. If you guys spent, some time here, you could gather plenty.
Yep,
I
I'll help
don't
you
know how
gather
many
some
we need, but
stones.
And then the jewel ward's easy enough to gather. You can just pull it off of the wall.
yeah, you guys get the stones. I'll get the jewel word.
All right. How much time do you all spend here?
I'd say probably like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay. Go ahead and if you're gathering jewel ward jury,
Yes.
roll a d12 for me. And Kaimana, you're gathering stones. Go ahead.
And I'm helping.
And you're helping. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
Both of us. Cool.
Wow, I got a 10.
10. So you gathered 10 pounds of jewel wart.
I know why you're laughing. Is
I got 10 pounds of jewel. What is it called?
Jewel
what?
wart. W-R-T.
Okay. 10 pounds. Did you see it too?
What happened?
I rolled a 1.
A 1. Okay. And then Abel. What
But
did
you
roll?
have your lucky.
Oh,
that's on
right.
the-
Well, that's
But it's not on a
Well,
d20. Yeah.
for
And then
ability
Abel,
checks,
what
yeah.
did you roll?
I rolled a 6.
6. Okay, so between Abel and Kaimana, you managed to gather 7 pounds of 7 pounds of lunar stones. You guys could always come back and gather more, but in the time that you spent, you gathered that.
I picture Kaimana not getting as many just because he keeps
He's like-
playing with them when he gets them up.
No.
Yeah, and it's
okay, fair enough.
once you remove them, it's interesting. Like, as long as they're in darkness, they completely shine, and like there's just this dull glow coming off of them. But there was a little firelight. Oh no, you guys don't have any light. Yeah, so they just glow in the dark.
I think I had a torch.
Oh, the moment the torch hits them, they just look like regular stones.
Ooh.
I wonder what Penelope would use these for.
All right,
Glow sticks.
maybe she glitter stone. Do you guys make your way to the other cavern?
I'm gonna sneak up before the rest of basically get 20, 30 feet ahead of the rest of the group.
Okay. So you come around the corner, Saurus, and you find yourself at the mouth of this enormous cavern. And you see the glittering geodes and crystals. You see the dip that's going down into the massive hole. Go ahead and make another perception check now that you're in the cavern.
That is perception. 17.
17. With a 17, it's interesting. Like there's a smell in the air that's like a kind of not acrid, but a little sulfuric. And you see there's a couple vents in the side, and out of the central that hole, you see occasionally like puffs of smoke or mist or something rising out of it. But the thing with a 17, and at the edge of the cavern that you see the most, is the voices. You hear coming out of that central hole like can't make out what they're saying, but you hear voices rising out of that central hole in the cavern.
I ask Abel for the bag of holding with the flaming skull in it.
Okay.
I will gladly hand it over.
Okay.
And what I do is
Just please make sure we can retrieve it when we are done.
I tie my rope around like one of the bottom corners,
Mm-hmm.
cinch it off so that I could lower the bag theoretically,
Yeah.
or throw it and then pull it back.
Okay.
And I'm going to sneak down to the lip of that thing and look down and see what I see.
Okay. Let me pull up a map for you really quick.
Okay.
And so you
Ooh, lighting.
make your way.
Ooh, smoke.
You make your way down to the lip. The moment you descend down onto the bottom platform, Saurus, the voices get a little louder. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. That is a 16.
A 16. Okay. You're good. So you just hear the voices as you're getting closer. They're discordant. There's some that are like kill, 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 kill. There's some that are like join us. But you get close. You look down, and it is impossible to see how deep this hole goes. It just descends out into darkness far below you.
I'm gonna light a torch and toss it down in the hole.
Okay. And then go ahead and make a perception check while you're doing that.
Perception 18.
18. So it's interesting, like, now that you light the torch, and it's then that you notice the creature at the far side of the cavern staring at one of the geodes. A large insectoid creature. And it's just staring right at it. The moment the light bursts into the chamber, it turns, but it doesn't move in your direction, but it's now noticed the torch. You toss it in. You look at the sides of this cavern, and you see claw marks, enormous claw marks. This cavern was dug by some creature of some kind. And it seems to have burrowed straight down into the earth. You drop the torch in, and it falls out of sight, 100 feet, 200 feet, until it's a blip of nothing, and it disappears.
Thanks.
A moment later, the sound of the voices rises up again.
We're not there, right? We don't see this.
You guys are on the lip. You saw him light the torch and throw it in.
We don't see like the claw marks and all that.
No, it's hard for you to see. They're on the edge of this, the lip of this hole that he's standing over.
And I'll point at the creature.
And you guys can just make out, just like in the shadow of one of the geodes, this hulking insect-like creature.
Why?
Are these the voices we're hearing like in our head, or are they like voices?
No, they're actually. None of you can hear them.
Oh,
well, hold on. You're all now at the lip here. Every single one of you roll a perception check. Saurus, you can hear them. They're very loud next to you, so you don't have to roll.
Getting louder.
Yeah, they're getting louder. Yeah.
I got a 3.
You don't hear anything.
I got a 24.
Yeah, Kamana, you hear this. Come play with us.
Oh my gosh.
Kamana's
I got
just
no
climbing
weapon.
down.
You start climbing down? Okay. Kamana, the moment you touch the floor, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
It's a 27.
Yep, the voices are just there. Alright.
And I see the creature.
Yeah, you can see it. It's across the way. It hasn't moved in your direction yet, but it's definitely looking at Saurus.
Okay. I am going to try to stealth.
Okay, good. Make a stealth check. Passive Without Trace is still up.
Yep. Okay, that no, it's like literally on my screen. It's a cock die. I don't know how that's possible. The 3 and the 19 was blinking. Like
That's 7.
Like okay, I'll take the 7, but so 17.
Okay. Yeah. And then where do you want to go?
I'll kind of try to get a better look on it.
Okay, so you move a little closer. So as you get closer, you see this hulking bipedal insect. Chitinous, bluish chitinous shell, giant mandible at the front. These crazy kind of gem-like eyes that are like opalescent. You're not too close to it yet.
Huh. I'm gonna kind of look back at Saurus.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm keeping my focus down the hole.
Yeah.
And what I'm looking for is something coming out of the
Yeah,
hole.
and every now and then, Saurus, what does, I mean, you hear the sounds, the voices, every now and then you get, like, that acrid, sulfuric smoke rising up out of it, just kind of rising from the depths. But so far you haven't seen anything coming out. Abel, what was your perception
But the
check?
voices are getting louder.
They were when you threw the torch
Like
in,
something is coming.
They're aware that you're, like, whatever the voices are, they're aware that you're now there.
So
Okay. What I'm worried about is something coming out of the tunnel. So like
Yeah.
the voices start increasing
Okay.
in volume because they're getting closer.
Yep. Abel.
I'm gonna throw the magic stone down there.
Okay. It falls out of sight, and then after 6 seconds or so, it appears back in your pocket.
Okay. No change in the voices.
Nope. Well, I mean, for you, they're the increased volume, but they're not like any louder than they were with the torch being thrown down.
I rolled an 11 perception.
You barely hear these voices in the distance, Abel.
Okay.
Do you two stay up here on the lip?
Oh yeah, I'm not going down there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm watching the other two. I'm like, y'all see what's going on with this.
Okay.
This might be the place to set the charges and perhaps collapse that tunnel.
Yeah, I like that idea. I mean, Kaimana wouldn't tell you this, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably where it's coming from.
I say that to jury. See what they think.
Alright. You've been down there for about a minute or so. I need both Kaimana and Saurus to make another wisdom saving throw.
15.
Okay.
25.
Saurus, roll a d6 for me, please.
3.
You feel the overwhelming urge to hit something.
Are there any veils coming out of this hole? Veil feathers?
Not that you see. I mean, there's just the general ones that you are generally aware of everywhere, because the shadow veil is like, alternate plane or whatever. But there's none coming out of this tether, no. Or out of this hole.
Okay. I am going to move to the glowing stone that is to my right, basically kind of underneath Jury and thing. And I'm going to punch it to try and break it off.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
That's a natural 19. So that's a 27.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
It's a rock. It's not moving.
No, go ahead. Yeah, just to see how much damage you were doing. So you're rolling full damage.
That is 9.
The moment you hit it, it shatters, and there's this sound through the air. The light that was inside of it, dissipates into nothing. And the sound of the voices in the center rises up a little bit. He starts sliding around this way.
Ooh,
And then he
exciting.
jumps down to the base. Come on, he hasn't noticed you yet. He's looking at what Saurus is doing.
Okay. The gems are either keeping something down there, or they're powering something and attacking it. So do we smash all of them, or do we leave them alone?
I feel like dynamite in the hole.
Yeah. Or we could put it around the edge here. Because if it collapses at the top,
Oh,
it'll
you said
fill
there's
it in, right?
stalactites and stuff above us?
Yeah, and the only entrance into this space, as far as you can tell, is the one that you came through.
Are there any stalactites over the hole?
Yeah.
Jury, take some dynamite, fly it up to the stalactite that's over the hole, and blow it up so it plummets into the hole.
Fly is done, but I have mage hand.
Jury.
You could do that with Mage Hand.
Take mage hand.
I can
Fire
figure
up.
out both ballista and see if I can knock some of them free.
That would work.
I
too.
want to get a big one. If something's down at the bottom of that, dropping a dagger from 80 to 100, 200 feet up. Let's
Alright,
see
so-
what it does.
Tell Kaimana to get out of the way. I don't know where he is.
Kaimana's over here.
We're like, move
Slides
over,
back a little
Kaimana.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to throw some dynamite up there, or do you want to do it, Abel?
I'm gonna climb up out of the
It's
way.
both force damage, so either
I'll
way.
shoot just in case we need to save the dynamite. You know what I mean? I can fire force ballista, as much as I want, but
All right, Soros, be ready to kill that thing over there.
all right, I'm gonna try to shoot force ballista.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack.
I can do just that. Don't be shitty.
I picture Han Solo shooting the flying things in the worm that gets it all upset.
I will say this looks great, Josh. I love this.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
You notice
All
that
right.
when the blast came through, he used that as cover to shift a little bit more in your direction. He's just keeping an eye on you. He hasn't quite done anything. I'm also rolling wisdom saving throws for him, so.
I rolled a natural 20, so it's 4d8.
Okay. That hits.
So-
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
That will be 16 damage plus another d8 because of my arcane firearm. So 18 damage total.
All right, so you fire off, and it impacts one of the large central stalactites. It plummets down into the hole, and you just see it fall, and it just disappears for a while. Moments go by.
You all see?
But the moment you did that, he leaps up here,
Oh shit!
and he seems very
Yeah.
interested in you now, Abel. The sound of the voices rises up. I need everybody to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh, no.
Whatever that was does not like that. Oh shit! A 10.
Oh, no.
Abel,
16.
roll a d6 for me.
I got a 3.
Roll a d6 for me, Jerry.
No. A 5. Cinco.
Jerry,
I got
got
a
a
17.
17, you're good.
I got a 6.
6. Abel, you feel the overwhelming urge to hit something, and Jury is standing right next to you. Jury, you feel the overwhelming urge to hit something, and Abel and Kaimana are both right next to you. You can choose which one you want to make an attack against.
Oh, that's an easy choice.
Can I use my dagger?
Whatever your melee weapon is. Like this
So we
rage,
have to-
this rage comes over you, and you just lash out.
Kamala looks up at you with the Puss in Boots big
Oh,
eyes.
I hit Abel because he's looking at me the same way.
All right, so you both stab out at each other.
Yeah, I got a 14,
Alright.
which I don't think hits
14 to hit Abel.
No, my AC is
you.
16.
Abel.
Good. I'm glad I didn't hit you.
I'm just gonna try to hit you with my quarterstaff, my arcane. It's called a firearm, but it's not really a firearm.
Yeah.
Where is my? I'm just gonna. Oh man.
The first damage to me this encounter is from my own party member.
A 10.
No, it doesn't hit.
Yeah, so you both
Oh
stab
my
out at
God.
each other. The moment that you make the attack, though, like the rage clears from your eyes, and you're like, what the fuck?
I have no idea why I did that. I am so sorry.
The voice in your head was like, kill them.
Oh no.
This place is Sully's so upset.
Yeah, she
This
is.
place is obviously a place of great evil.
Toss me the dynamite.
I'll reach into the bag of holding and toss him the dynamite and the. Or do I have it, or does the jury have it? I think. Whatever. We'll toss him
you
the
have it.
dynamite and the fuse wire.
Okay, I'm gonna take all the dynamite bundles except for one. Wire them together with a fuse, light the fuse, toss it in the hole, and then jump up onto the platform.
Okay. So you do that, and then you jump up.
And I'm hoping that this will blow and close the tunnel off. If that doesn't work, we can blow the hole behind us with
Alright.
the remaining dynamite.
Okay.
And we had dynamite previously. From
You do, you have
when
some.
we found those
Go ahead and.
dwarves.
How many bundles did you throw in, Soros? Of the
We
5?
had 5 altogether. I tossed 4.
4 bundles. Okay. Roll 10 d8s.
Okay. I actually have 10 d8s.
Oh, we know you do.
And they're all metal dice. They're awesome.
Yeah.
From Die Hard Dice, an unsolicited testimonial.
Oh, he failed his saving throw. Hold on. Let's see. That's the first time he's failed a saving throw, so he
Oh
is...
no.
But you see him, like, it's weird. The moment you moved, Saurus, he started to move in your direction, but then something hit, and he went and turned this way and walked towards the hole.
Mhm.
And he looks like he is contemplating something at the edge of the hole.
44.
44. So as the Umber Hulk is standing at the side of this hole, you see the dynamite disappear of the edge, and then there's this cacophonous boom explosion. This cloud of dust and debris and flame flies out of the hole, and the Umber Hulk. Let's see if he can make a saving throw. He does. He jumps back a little bit out of the way of the explosion. And then there's stalagmites falling from the top, and then everything starts to rumble a little bit in this area. You don't know what damage you've done inside the hole, but the sound of the voices is rising. Everyone make one final wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
25.
You good?
Jesus Christ. Oh, 3.
Make
Wow.
roll a d6, April.
I rolled a 13.
You roll a d6 for me, please.
Damn it.
And I'm rolling a d6 because I rolled a 4.
A 5 again.
I got a 5.
Roll an attack roll at Abel, roll an attack roll at Jury, and
Okay, we hit each other.
roll an attack roll at Kaimanasaurus.
Okay, I rolled a 2.
Okay, you missed.
Oh, a dagger does less damage. I'm gonna try to hit you with the dagger this time.
Oh, you rolled on your d6. You rolled a 2. Saurus?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. So Saurus, you said like the voice says, "Join us," and you moved this way
No.
to the edge.
Okay.
I rolled
this-
14, so I don't think it hit you.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I rolled a 10, I think. Yeah,
Nope.
10.
You
Okay,
guys.
well, we deflect again. We can't hit anyone.
Yep.
Team
It's like y'all are
Hippo.
doing this at each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Team Hippo
Don't know
torn
what
apart.
happened. We get out of here.
It's all purses and handbags out there.
Yeah, where you're at, Saurus, you can see that like there's elements of the side of the cavern that have broken off and have fallen, but you can't see whether it's plugged up the hole or done anything. Like it disappears so far out of sight. You got one more round before like another set of wisdom saving throws.
I want to yell to Source, like, you know, what are you doing down there? Come back this way.
Do you think you should send Anansi down to see if anything happened?
Oh, but he's so small.
I know, but
Yes, I'll tell Source to back up and I'll send a Nancy, who should still be invisible, right?
Yeah.
Down the hole
All right.
to fly. I don't want him to touch the ground at all. I just want him flying.
Okay, so Nancy disappears. Go roll a perception check. Failed his wisdom saving throw. Lucky ass Saurus, because that would have come in for you. He approaches the edge again, and you see the Umber Hulk and disappear.
oh
Oh
no.
Okay, I get the hell out of there.
Okay,
All right.
yes, Source, thank you.
Saurus, as you're clearing it, make one final wisdom saving throw for me, please.
16.
You're good.
No, wait, 17.
Yeah,
17.
you're good. So you feel the pull to follow the Umber Hulk, and you jump out and go. You're realizing that whatever these discordant whispers are, they're able to drive you mad, or drive you to join who's ever whispering these things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's why they were doing this.
I think a Nancy rolls 16.
16. The Nazi flies down as far as you can think. The Umber Hulk flies past him into darkness, and
I saw that. Thank you.
yeah, and you go 120 feet. Nothing. Like you never reach the bottom. You can see damage on the side from where the explosion occurred, but you don't know how deep this goes.
Can't tell if it got plugged up or anything like that.
No, it's impossible.
Cool. All right, I'll tell him to come back.
Okay.
I'll tell the rest of the group. You know, he went fairly far. He could not see where
Yeah.
it may have been plugged up. So
We should probably try to seal the entrance to this room because it didn't
Yep.
stop the whispers.
Okay.
I was worried about the Umber Hulk because it can burrow,
Yeah.
but that's no longer an issue.
Yeah.
And whatever made this hole can go through the rock behind us no matter what we do.
Yeah.
So I was worried about him more than anything. So let's retreat back down the pathway and
Okay.
set the final charge of dynamite and plug this gap.
All right.
Would it be can we plug it on between here and the cavern with all the glowstones?
Yeah, sure. That's like you got like 40 or 50 feet of clearance there, so you could do it at one of the switchbacks pretty easily.
All right, let's do it there, and then y'all can continue to loot.
All right. So for the sake of brevity, so you plug the hole. You go back and collect. You spend some time collecting. Go ahead and roll another D10 for me, Kaimana.
I want to paint like take like some kind of red paint material and paint a big like skull this way.
Okay. Yeah, that
To
makes
try to
sense.
keep people from
Good.
coming this way.
And
The
then
skull is universal.
a 4. Okay, you
Yeah.
get you 4 more pounds of lunar stones, and then Abel, roll a D12 for me.
a D12 for this one. Oh shit. A 1.
A 1, another pound of jewel wart. And you all make your way back through the caverns to the front. When you relay this information of what you discovered to Captain Brighton, he immediately takes you to the Drakken Glower, which was not the deal. When you arrive, the Drakken Glower listen to your story, and they inform you that you have found the lair of Citrine, who was the dragon of Gaios.
The dragon?
Famed for bringing living, glowing, beautiful rocks out of the stone and digging all of the tunnels and holes that crisscross into what is known as the Underdark within Alyria.
Yeah, we just drop bombs into it.
Yeah.
That's
They're,
not gonna quite
they're
drag.
deeply concerned by the discordant whispers rising out of the hole, and they plan on doing some more investigation into that because it seems like a great danger. They were also surprised because they knew that Citrine was asleep there, and the fact that you did not see her leads them to believe that Citrine woke up.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Yikes, that's not good.
Sounds like not our problem.
But call us.
Yeah, they do.
If you need the Adventurers Guild again, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll send our B team.
They pass on the 500 gold. They give you a pass to the mountain, which gives you access to the city and the lifts, and they allow you to go on your way. But we'll pick up there at the base of the mountain. It's only like it's a short journey to Feldspar, so we'll pick up there, leaving the base of Eldritch Peak.
Who's taking the money?
Yeah, I was about to say, who's gonna take the money?
We just said like 100 apiece. And
So Kaimana's got the 500. Or
Yes.
I
Oh,
guess
sorry.
come out and take
that
the
works.
I
Yeah,
conducted negotiations. I should be the one who gets
Yes.
the money.
and I don't.
No, it makes perfect sense. I'm not arguing.
I think between you guys, you got something. How many pounds of jewel wart did you get, Jury?
I got 10 pounds.
So you guys have a total of 11 pounds of jewel wart and what, 6 pounds of lunar stones?
Well, I got
No, I
5 total. And
I
Okay,
got
5
7.
pounds. Okay, yeah. So like 10 pounds of lunar stones or so. So if you make it back to Hightower, you can do that as well. So we're rushing a little bit.
And I have the Bulette stuff, so.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. And we were rushing a little bit at the end because our dear Marlo will be joining us back next week, so we wanted to
Yay.
get her in to the place. But you guys are really lucky because I was rolling the wisdom saving throws for the Umber Hulk the whole time, and he kept failing them. So every time he thought, like, I'm going to go attack and eat these things, he kept getting distracted by stuff.
Same,
Yeah.
honestly, same.
So, and thankfully, and Kaimana's stealth roll was enough that he never saw Kaimana there, so that was good. But interesting solution to the issue at Eldritch Peak, and yeah, And you've read all about Citrine Able, so you know kind of their information. So, but we'll pick up there next
I'll relate all
time.
that to the
With going into Feldspar and the return of Marlowe. So, yes. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you all next time.
All right.
All right.